How's it going? It's me, Chris here on Blast106. And I get Niall from the band Arts Crowd Band. How's it going, mate? You alright?
Hey, Chris, how you doing? Thanks for having me on. Great to chat to you.
Thanks very much for coming on the show, mate. Thank you very much. So tell us a little about yourself, what made you get into music and how to start out.
Oh God, I guess I started at a very young age, banging on the pots and pans and things like that. But then where it really took off for me was around the time Freddie Mercury died in 1991. There was just Queen videos and Queen concerts all over the telly and on MTV because of to kind of commemorate his memory and so on. And I started sitting in front of the telly with boxes and stuff and trying to emulate Roger Taylor, the drummer. And I guess I never really moved past that phase in my life at about 9 years old. And here I am, 37, and still here doing it. So that became the inspiration. It was really Queen got me into it. And then at about 17, I started, playing with different jazz groups at jam sessions and bars and things like that. And we have a very big jazz festival here in Cork every year, the Guinness Jazz Festival. And so every festival, because of my enthusiasm for drumming and things like that, my parents would bring me around every afternoon to different gigs and so on. And I just watch other drummers and pick things up. So that's where it all kicked off for me. Queen and the Jazz Festival. That's how I got into it.
And what's your creative process like when you're putting a track together?
So basically, one person comes up with an idea, and then everybody else tries to change it. That's how it comes together. What would happen is, it's kind of like a production line. That's where we find the best way to work, because too many cooks can spoil the broth. So one or two people will work on a framework of an idea, and someone might have a melody. And then we will record that structure down as a guide track in the studio. And then everyone else will come in individually and build on top of that and bring their ideas. And a lot of the time for writing a song, they'll unfold like in Pro Tools in the studio in front of us that way. And then by gigging it, people come up with ideas on the spot and things like that. So we found it best to kind of write in little groups instead of 6 people in a room at the one time. Kind of arguing with each other, And
what's the best advice you've been given musically?
I guess the best advice I ever got was when someone said to me, a problem is a chance for you to do your best. And I think a lot of times through the years, there was different scenarios I played in, whether it was in the orchestra pit for musicals and things like this and so on. And you might be confronted with something that you had never done before, you were never sure of, or you might be called last minute to stand in for a gig that to play with a band, a bunch of songs you never played before. And I know a lot of times confidence issues can get the best of you, but if you can try and overcome that and just get on with it and learn from the experience, sometimes problems like that are a chance for you to do your best.
And if you had a chance to open a show for any artist or band, who would it be?
Oh my God, that's a really good question. I'm not sure. It's depends who it would be suited. If it was an excuse as well to meet like one of your heroes, we'd love to like open for like the Rolling Stones or something. That would be incredible, just for the excuse to actually say hello to them or something, So yeah. I guess that would be it. Then again, I don't know how the rest of the lads would feel about that. Maybe the Rolling Stones aren't their number one, but I'm going to be greedy here and selfish and say Rolling Stones just so I can meet them.
And have you got a favourite track that you perform?
I guess one of our own tracks that is our favourite to perform is the single that's coming out on Friday, Guy Like You. We really love playing that track live. It's just got a great groove to it and so on. But then when we would do, say, covers in the set or something like that, we do love playing I Don't Need No Doctor by Ray Charles. And we do the John Mayer version of it, actually. And that's a real, it's a real good rocker, and we jam it out for a while and the crowd really responds to it as well. So we really love playing that one a lot.
And have you got a favourite gig to date?
I guess, well, believe it or not, our favourite gig to date so far has to be the last gig that we played was actually here at the Cork Jazz Festival, and we played an outdoor stage outside a bar called the Bodega here on Cormarket Street, and it was a bit chilly, but still outdoor stage, and pretty much that weekend briefly, all the nightlife had reopened in Ireland, or in Cork properly anyway, and late bars had been open again. So you had a huge crowd of people out who were just so excited to be out again and be on front of a stage and out socialising. And we were just really stoked to be in front of a crowd as well. So there was an amazing atmosphere and there was just an amazing vibe. So definitely the last gig we played, I would say, is probably one of the most memorable ones we've done to date.
And what's the last 3 songs you listened to?
The last 3 songs I listened to today. Some of this might be incriminating. Last 3 songs I did. One was the last one I listened to. There was "Back in Time" by Huey Lewis and the News, and then before that, I listened to "High Hopes" by Bruce Springsteen. And then before that, I think I listened to "A Brand New Day" by Sting. And those are the last 3 songs I listened to before I got the call from you.
What's lined up for yourself and what's happening with yourself? What's happening with the band?
So basically what we're doing now is we had a lot of setbacks, obviously because of the pandemic and travel restrictions. But we are back in the studio now, and we want to finish this album that we have, and we hope that it will be out and ready to go for the summer. And then immediately after the launch, we want to do a tour of the country over a good few weeks and bring our music around to places we've never played before. Hopefully Belfast will be one of them. We've never played there before. I have been there for some social engagements, and I had a wonderful time, and it's a wonderful town and such friendly people. And we really, really hope to perform for you guys sometime soon this year, hopefully, for our first time.
Sounds good. But what is your socials? How people follow you?
So basically you can find us at theartcrimesband.com, and there's links to that there. So we're on Facebook at the Art Crimes Band, and you can find us on Instagram at the Art Crimes Band. We're on Twitter as well, but the easiest thing to do is just head to theartcrimesband.com and you'll get links to everything there: YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, the whole lot. We're on everything. We're all there.
Sounds good. Well, Niall, thank you very much for the chat, mate.
Yeah, cheers, Chris. Thanks so much for chatting to me. It was great to be here.
Absolute pleasure, mate. Thank you very much for coming on this show. What do you call this song?